traffic, deadlines, public speaking, mistakes, regret, children. All of this equals stress. Stress brings about higher blood pressure, clogged arteries, anxiety, depression, addiction. But what if I told you stress is good? Well, hello and welcome back to another episode here on the CTC channel. My name is Krendl. CTC stands for Create, Transform, and Connect. This channel is all about personal growth, development, challenging you to think differently in life, and ultimately just live a better life. With that said, let's get into it. Our topic today is the benefits of stress. You know, we just did an episode last week, which you can check the link out right here, which is about truth is your perspective. And it ties into this episode because of the fact that there's actually studies that have been done and have proven that truth is your perspective. People who, in this study that was done, people who thought stress was bad for them actually impacted their lives in a much more negative way and caused them to die sooner. Versus people who thought stress was good lived a better, stronger, and longer life. That is a pure and simple example of what the power of truth is your perspective is all about. And today we're trying to change your perspective of that. Stress is not necessarily negative or bad, it can be good. Now for me, what brought this on is and why I wanted to do this topic was because I was feeling more and more stress and anxiety building up over the last couple of weeks, especially since in the entertainment field, now that the COVID is kind of in the rearview mirror, so to speak, more and more clients are coming to the table. That means more and more projects. That means more and more deadlines. And I'm already behind in the things that I'm trying to do as it is. Stress just keeps stacking up, right? And I was really feeling burned out about that. Since that moment, I've been researching and trying to find a way to look at this in a different way. And I've been practicing changing my perspective on the benefits of stress. It has helped me out already. I'm very excited about it, and I hope it does the same for you. I'll give you a couple analogies or some fundamental ideas behind this so you can help visualize and connect to it. First of all, there's tons of science behind this and studies that back these things, and you can find that out on your own if you like, but I just want to get to the good stuff here. First and foremost, stress is brought on by what we call the flight or fight response, which is there's also freeze, flight, and flight. And we're going to talk about those in a different episode on managing stress. But for now, understand that that's basically how our body reacts to stress. When it happens, we have a flight, fight, or freeze concept that happens to our body. It triggers through chemicals and reactions in our body. And the idea behind this is that if you view stress as good, first of all, in and of itself, it already helps how your body copes with it. Secondly, we are trying to teach our body not to react so quickly to environments that could produce stress. In other words, we're trying to raise the bar of what we can handle, and it's much like lifting, which is the first analogy or the first concept I'll give you to relate to. If you've ever worked out, which I hope you do, in lifting, the idea is about tearing down your muscles, burn them out so much that when they rebuild themselves, they come back stronger. It's no different than with stress. Our body operates the exact same way. Also true with stress versus lifting is that you can fatigue, you can burn out. If you lift every single day the same muscle group over and over and over and just burn it out, eventually you're actually hurting yourself. That is no different with stress, just the same. But as a whole, it is good for you as long as you know how to manage and practice management issues with your stress. The next concept or thing to think about are trees. Now, I'm a huge fan of nature in general and learning from nature. was it Shinrin Yoku, which is an episode I actually did. You can check that out right here, which is all about, it's a Japanese term for forest bathing. And in fact, I was just, last week I just went on a hike, and during that time, I totally got infatuated by this tree. There were a group of trees, but there was this one specific one that caught my eye. Took a photo of it, and it really empowered me in the sense of seeing the tree growing out of the side of a cliff. And it's a massive tree, like just a huge trunk to it, all this stuff. And I realized that how does a tree so massive grow out of such a harsh condition? And it looks so healthy, it looks so strong and powerful. And here it is that the roots are breaking through the rocks and grounding itself so that it can, in essence, withstand anything that the environment can throw at it. That is the vision I want you to have for stress. That's how we grow. Trees that grow in perfect condition have horrible roots. They can't handle any stress because their body's not used to it. So they topple over and fall when they get so tall. But in most cases, trees grow in a more stressful environment. They have wind, rain, droughts, sun, all these different things are beating at it, animals, all this stuff, right? And yet they continue to grow and get stronger. No different than the analogy of a tree that it bends, it doesn't break. It learns how to adapt to the environment so that it becomes stronger and lives longer. That is us, just the same with stress. To apply this to your life, take this on. All I've done in my world is this. Think of it as a positive experience. Every time that you feel stress, think, all right, I'm working things out. I'm working it out. I'm working it out. The idea is to just focus in on that moment and kind of read it. Realize that in most cases, while you are starting to feel stress, it's not real stress. It's not this flight or fight response that you have to engage every single time that you hear a baby cry in the distance, or that you see a line of more than 10 people that you have to wait through, or someone cuts you off in traffic. These are not moments where you need to embrace or trigger your flight or fight response. This saves your system for when you really need it. I hope you enjoy this episode. It gives you a different way of looking at things. And next week, we will be talking about how to manage, how to deal when you do get overwhelmed with stress. What are some tips and strategies that I've used in my life, as well as people that have used in their lives, on how to manage stress. We'll see you next week.